Yeah.
Yeah.
That porcupine opened your door.
My porcupine opened my door.
Okay. So now you come back from Mnet. Let's continue with this story.
So we finished with Mnet and I continued to work. And now I have a workshop. I'm in Gong Road. And so I have this made to measure clients and that sort of thing. So that became the sort of business that I did. And then after that, I went into the corporate wear. And how I even went into the corporate wear, it's after I got married. I went to stay in one of the hotels in Mombasa. And the GM recognized me from the papers.
What?
Yeah. And he told me, "Are you the Salima Sharia that wants Smirnoff?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "I'd like for you to come and work with us." And I said, "Okay, I guess after my honeymoon, I'll come."
That's crazy.
So I went and they gave me my first job. And from then on,
And what was that job?
To do hostesses for a hotel. And from henceforth until now, I still work for them.
What?
Yes.
That's going to 30 years almost.
Yes.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
Over 25 years for sure.
So we got into a good relationship with them. Though sometimes there was ups and downs. But one thing I appreciate them for is the way they have supported me, the way they believed in me. Because I also used to come with design concepts for their hotels or lodges. And they just took me with them.
Yeah.
And they just believed in the things that I gave them, I produced. And I also worked hard. Yeah, because there were very many big fish, bigger than myself. I mean, I was like the smallest person in the whole organization. But I was determined. I keep on telling you, I'm determined to make it in the industry. So with the money that I got from that, it became my bread and butter money.
Yeah, and that one was larger consignments, I'm sure that you're going to do.
It was larger. Yeah. It started small, then they would give me another department, and then one day I saw myself doing the whole hotel.
Whoa.
So I was like, wow.
Okay.
And then in 1994, was it 94, 96, my machines got stolen. It was in 2000. Now I remember it was 2000 because my son had not been born, my second born son. Yeah.
Your machines
all got stolen when I had the biggest consignment with my clients.
You can't make these things up.
I was shocked. I walked in, they had broken the door, they had taken all, they tried to take some machines, but they couldn't because of the way they had been created. But most of my machines had gone. Now, I sat and I was pregnant with my second born son.
So and now you've got this huge client or
I have this huge client.
Yeah.
Now,
can you say who the client was?
It was a Serena group, I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thank Jan Mohammed. And it was hard. It was difficult. Because I was like, I'm pregnant. My machines have been stolen. Things are not looking, there's no light anywhere that is lighting for me. And at that time, even my own husband was also challenging his business. So it was a mess.
So what did you do?
I tell you, we serve a living God. So I got insurance. I fixed the door. They gave me a little bit of money, though I had borrowed some machines from some people who had extra. They gave me their machines and I started to continue to do the work. But now I had delayed work for so long, and trying to explain to people, it became a bit difficult. So I said, what they'll give me, I'll take. Yeah? And I'll try and finish it to my very best because I do not want to lose my client. And from there, after the insurance gave me now money to buy new machines, that's why it's good to insure your business. I continued doing my work, kawaida. And then all of a sudden, the business of designing just dropped poor. And it was during the days of our former president, not Kibaki, but Moi. There's a time all these international, what they call, I forget the name. What are they called? I forget their name.
International media, no, not media.
No media.
International corporates.
Corporates. It was international corporates, and there was also the what are they called? The people who come stay in Kenya for a short time.
Ambassadors and embassies.
Ambassadors, and there's also somebody.
Honorable consulates and all those things.
But they have one name.
Dignitaries.
Not dignitaries.
But those ones, I understand.
How can I forget their names? They're foreign dignitaries. They're okay. In the international market,
yes,
was large in Kenya at one time, and then something happened, and they all left, and it had to do with either we are a corrupt country and that kind of thing, and they all left. So even us as designers who were affected, because they were the majority clients that we had. Yeah, the expatriates.
Expatriates.
That's the one I was looking at. Yeah. Yeah, they were the biggest part of our clients. And I was like, wow, because they used to bring us
best paying.
Yeah, best paying. They used to bring us their kids for proms. I mean, like they own themselves. And it seems like these expatriates were always doing something with clothing, you know? So when they left, I tell you, we struggled as designers. Oh, I was like, wow, what do I do?
And what year is this now? Just
I'm talking about now we're in the 2000s.
Just no. So if you're telling me Kibaki came in 2000, it's now probably 2000 and from 2000 to 2002 before Kibaki.
Before Kibaki,
Okay.
It was before Kibaki.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, what do I do next? Then an idea came to me, and the idea came with a Kikoi fabric. And I started making clothes from Kikoi, blouses. And I did meet a person who owns a shop at the airport. So I made pieces of like sleeveless, hot summer fabric made out of Kikoi. And I believe that idea, it was just dropped in my mind. Because I always ask, what should I do next? Then I used to sell them. I used to sell them like trinkets. But unfortunately, the client didn't want me to continue being in her shop. I know it's because the blouses were going more than her own products. But I just said, it is okay, I'll sell them from my office. So I sold a couple, and then I was like, I need to do more. This is just not the only thing I'm called to do. And that's how the school came about. You see, by now, I had read a book by Myers Monroe, The Power of a Vision. If there's anything that changed my thinking, was that book. I read that book, and I reread it, and I reread it. And if there's anybody who had ears to hear me, I told them, please buy The Power of a Vision. So I wrote down my vision. 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And this time, how old am I? I'm about 35.
Are we still in the early 2000s before Kibaki?
It's still before Kibaki.
What?
Yeah. I'm writing. And I'm writing until I'm 75 years old. So I wrote it all down. And Richard, to the word, most of the things happened. I even wrote down where my sons were going to school. My eldest son went to London to school when he was only 14.
What?
Yeah. And they were kids when I'm writing this. I wrote everything down, even my home where I live today. I even said where the gate is will be moved to the other side. I used to write down everything my husband says, because he's an architect. So I'll write them down and I'll put it as a vision. By this year to this year, then the gate should be on the other side. The road will be coming out from the other side. We'll have done this. We'll have done this. So I would write them down. But I kept on reading the book, The Power of Vision. Then, in the power of the vision, I even said I will start a school when I'm this age, between this age and this age. So I'm in church, quiet, shy, as usual. My husband is very bubbling, very outgoing, very different from me. So one of the pastors came and told me, Sally, I think you have a lot to share with the youth. I'm looking at him like, me? What exactly would I tell the youth? And you say, I think you have a lot to share, Sally. So I said, okay, then fine. What day do you think we should do this? He says it's a youth day, so why don't you come on a Saturday? I tell you, I didn't sleep. I was wondering, what exactly am I going to tell them? And then I realized that I had a story. Just like Joseph in the Bible, I was a dreamer. And I just needed to tell them about my dream. You know, by that time I'd already read The Power of the Vision. So I shared with them about that. And at that time, what I remember is that I had written about this school, Mcensal School of Fashion Design. I went and registered Nairobi Fashion School, Kenya Fashion School. I don't know which one the other one was. They were all rejected. So then I put in Mcensal School of Fashion Design. That was what was registered. So I went back into my file.
And there was no Nairobi Fashion School?
There was none.
Or Kenya Fashion School?
No, there was
they just
none.
Rejected it because...
They just rejected. And Mcensal was registered. And at this time I was just like, okay, it's good. And many people came to tell me a lot of things. Maybe we should do a big launch for opening your school, let people know and all that. Then I had a pastor friend, Pastor Gardner, who is late. He told me, Sally, how do you bring people to your school and you have nothing but just desks? What kind of launch is that? And then you're going to spend so much money to launch it. I said, actually, it is true. And he just told me, it is your belief and your faith in God that will build the school. And every student who comes to this school is determined on your faith in God. I was like, okay, fine. So we continued. Things were hard.
So you always, what year now did you open up the school?
It was 2009.
But you've jumped. So between 2001 and 2009, what's happening with your designs? Because I'm sure there must be some millions.
I'm still doing the made to measure.
Have you done any collections yet?
Yes, I did. I did Kenya Fashion Week. And that was done in 2002, if I'm not wrong. And in this show, I did a show called Made in Kenya, made by a Kenyan, and made by Kenyan fabrics.
Nice. That was nice.
Yeah. And I did a collection. I used the Maasai blankets. At that time, nobody had ever touched it as a garment. I did the kikoi, and I need another woven fabric that we use out there in the marketplace. Those three fabrics I used, and I was actually dared by an American citizen who had come to Kenya. She's Kenyan, but she's always lived in America. She said, why don't you use something Kenyan, Sally? So I said, because you've dared me, I will do it. So my life was in River Road, looking for something different, but Kenyan made. So I did a collection. I did a 30-piece collection.
30-piece collection?
Yeah. I even went to Naivasha, on the road, where they sell those
hats.
Yes. Yeah? My cool collection was with those hats. And I made this blanket. I changed it all. I mean, people couldn't believe it. And I was the one who was closing the collection. Let me tell you, after that, The Americans wrote about me. Even the German media was in my office interviewing me about that collection. I got such air, and people wrote so much in their languages, in their wherever they came from, that kind of thing. So I was like, there's something, but yet there's no breakthrough. You understand it? Yeah.
It's the periphery, but it's not. It's not arriving.
It's not arriving yet. So then after that.
So now but before
as we are working like this.
Any exciting people you've worked with in that era?
I'll say Lucy, she was just our second lady or first lady, Lucy Kibaki.